Ancient Athens was a melting pot of new ideas, emerging from the minds of many philosophers who walked the city streets. One such scholar, orator, and convicted criminal was called Socrates. One day, as Socrates was speaking in front of a loyal group of followers, a young man broke through the crowd. He tugged upon Socrates' toga and told him that he had been speaking with the oracle of Delphi. The oracle was said to have a direct line to the gods, thought to rule over ancient Greece. I asked her, "Is there a wiser man in all of Greece than the great Socrates?" said the man. "What a foolish question," interrupted Socrates. "You should have asked something more important, like when dinner would be ready." It occurred to Socrates that his fellow lovers of wisdom actually believed the ridiculous words of the oracle. "What is one thing that I preach to you all, day in and day out? That I know nothing. How can you now swallow this nonsense and deem it a fact? There must be someone out there wiser than I, and I'll prove it." With that, the elderly man with the label Wise Man set out to restore his name to its former glory of ignorant old fool. Socrates hatched a plan. He would seek out someone who was wiser than him, and then go to the oracle himself to disprove this absurd statement. First, Socrates approached politicians. As usual, he asked simply what it was they did and why they did it. "We serve the people of Athens. Is that not the job of waiters?" asked Socrates. "We serve them by representing them in parliament." This, again, troubled the confused old man. How could politicians speak for the people when they are so often hated by the people? Surely they could only be said to serve the people when the interests of the politicians overlapped with the common interests of the citizens. And what a rare occasion that was. Socrates left the company of the now enraged politician with a heavy heart, knowing he would have to journey further in search of true wisdom. Next, Socrates met with the poets of Greece. He was confident that he would find that these noble men and women would be brimming with knowledge, as their work was full of wonderful ideas. When he recited pieces of their own work to them, he was left amazed at the limited explanations the poets gave of the meaning. They said they wrote this and that as it felt right, or what popped into their head in the moment of creating. It dawned on Socrates that the genius of these poets was not in their intent to make something beautiful, but rather in their ability to put down in words what they felt. Why they felt this way, however, was something that the poets could not explain. The gift of the poet, Socrates thought, was one of inspiration, not of wisdom. Finally, Socrates met with the artisans of Athens. These talented carpenters, tradesmen, chefs, and craftsmen had, to Socrates' delight, a degree of wisdom. Each has a particular skill set, which required the wisdom that he lacked. Socrates was just about to venture towards the oracle's temple in Delphi to demand an explanation, when, again, his curious nature got the better of him. "Tell me, as an accomplished carpenter, what else can you tell me of the world we live in?" Socrates asked of one man. The carpenter began to speak gladly and what seemed endlessly of all that he knew about the world. "I use wood from this tree as its bark is far superior to all the other types of trees in the forest. From this, I know the gods favor this tree over all others, as they have made it stronger. We can gather from this that the rest of these trees are the product of evil seed. Why else would they serve no function? They must be the reincarnated souls of men cursed by the gods, who stand idly by as the world around them pays no heed of them." "Oh dear," thought Socrates, "this man has wisdom, as he knows well and good how to create a wonderful table or stool. But he has blinded himself toward the world by interpreting everything else in light of this one skill. His wisdom is not comparable with mine, for the only thing that I have wisdom of is that I know nothing. However, knowing this allows me to truly experience the world as it is." It was then that Socrates finally understood what the oracle meant. "I know nothing except the fact that I know nothing. That is what makes me the wisest man of all. I know something that the others fail to comprehend, the limits of the mind.